Tu parte, si usacce, oggio di mane, modi le mani, chi sente tremare. Modi gesta bocca, più fredda do gelo, modi gestu velo, cadri senta l'occhie, te passa. Tutta neida, tutta neida, passata unita t'oscurdo, parla risponde, benanato, e perché state me vola so. Tu parte modige sta casa, ca fretta e paura modige le mura che voi non sapete. Modige le gente, vicine e lontane, ma tutte campane che suonano a morte, stanotte per me. Tutta neida, tutta neida, passata unita dall'oscurdo, parla risponde, benanato, e perché state me lo sa.
Salve Maestro, how are you? I hope you're doing great. I sang the aria Tu Parte alongside the great Aristodemo Giorgini. It's truly a beautiful aria. First thought, keep the volume at a minimum. Second thought, my point of abdominal breath support is in the pelvic area, so my point of emission, my mouth, is the navel. Third thought, the whole body sings, so I must primarily feel the abdomen working, but I should also sense tension in the sides, chest, soft palate, and the back of the head. Fourth thought, have no other thoughts. These days, I've been practicing howling exercises and some exercises recommended by the Chinese master for expanding the pharynx. In this recording, I can feel my breath lowering day by day. In general, my lower and middle registers are practically always open, and it is the breath that naturally gathers or closes the sound when necessary. Until 2 months ago, I used to close and open the sound using throat force, and indeed, I would tire myself out much more. Today, I could truly sing for 24 hours. I only feel pain in my abdomen. The sense of freedom I feel is growing day by day, never decreasing. Score 45. My response. Your thoughts have improved compared to before. You gave yourself a score of 45, and indeed you have made further progress since the last time. Based on general standards, you have already improved a lot. However, as your teacher, I must first praise you for taking on the challenge of this extremely difficult area. This piece practically scares away all the tenors in history. No one dares to sing it, and it's nearly impossible to find a tenor who has performed it. In my opinion, as long as you feel you are making progress, you should continue singing it. However, personally, I wouldn't recommend such a difficult piece. For example, in your initial attack, you are still relying on the tension of the resonating chambers above the vocal cords. This kind of vocal production doesn't allow the sound to stay within the body long enough. It immediately rushes out into the oral cavity and mask. And I have told you before that you need to lock your voice inside a prison from the abdomen to the back of the head, keeping it within the back of your body. Do not let it escape into the 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock region. Previously, your breath couldn't reach the abdomen. Now, your breath army reaches the abdomen more than before. However, you need to guard it. This breath must not be allowed to escape, especially through the mouth. You must let this breath fully activate resonance within the body before releasing a portion of it, directing it from the mouth to the forehead. Pay attention. Not all of it should be released, only a portion. This is very important. My student said, I think my middle and low registers are finally starting to show real color. They have become round, open, and most importantly, free, just like shouting. 2 months ago, this was absolutely not the case. But in reality, when I sing, it truly feels like I'm speaking and emotionally experiencing what I am expressing. It is a strong and well-supported way of speaking that does not cause any additional strain except for the work in my abdomen. The high notes definitely still need some adjustments, as does the entire vocal system, but even the high notes are starting to feel freer. In fact, the improvement in my middle and low registers has naturally led to an improvement in my high notes. And all of this is happening naturally. Your middle register has improved a lot compared to before, but there are still some issues. Let me use an analogy. As a tenor, what defines a correct middle register? You need to think about this question. I have mentioned before that the front abdominal area from the 7 o'clock to the 1 o'clock position is key. However, this does not mean that the entire area from 7 to 1 o'clock should maintain balanced tension. No. Instead, you must use the tension from the 9 to 10 o'clock area to push downward towards 7 o'clock and upward toward 1 o'clock. This pressing down and pushing up movement needs to be practiced and trained regularly until it becomes second nature. This is the first time I am revealing this secret method to humanity. I think you may not fully understand it yet, but I believe you are smart enough to grasp it. If you don't do this, you will end up increasing the pressure between 9 and 11 o'clock, which is incorrect. No matter what sound a tenor sings, the breath must always be pressed down to 7 o'clock, front abdomen, while simultaneously pushing up to 1 o'clock behind the soft palate. I don't want to elaborate too much, but this is an extremely important concept. If you don't master it, your progress will become very difficult from this point onward. Aristodemo Giorgini's singing style is essentially the same as Aureliano Pertile's. Take time to reflect on what I said today and pay attention to this in your next singing session. I won't go into further detail in the future. Instead, I will overlay your voice with Aristodemo Giorgini's. Record it and listen carefully to understand the differences between your voice and his.
che